And hello, good morning to Doctor and my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Zarfan bin Muhammad Zalan. We are from Group 1. So, today our topic is about urban transportation. Thank you. Start introduction. What is urban transportation? Urban transportation is a complex of various forms of transportation. If this complexity cannot be managed effectively, urban traffic will create huge problems. With the passage of time, many problems of the entire urban traffic have been exposed. Connects multiple areas, important department of municipal services, and we have consult relevant information, consulted and questionnaire formulated. Environment for the transport sector, optimize, build, and maintain the use of transport infrastructure, service, and network to maximize efficiency, enhance safety, integration, connectivity, and sustainability for seamless journey for passenger and goods, advance towards a green transport ecosystem, and expand global footprint and promote internationalization of transport service.
Hello, I am Nora and I will talk about the issue regarding to the urban transportation. With the development of city, urban traffic problem will become more and more prominent. Through the research, we found some issues related to the urban transportation. The first one is poor service quality. The most important thing is the speed of public transportation construction that can never keep up with the growth rate of car. Many times, new traffic jam appear after the road expansion is complete. The second one is tendency of urban residents to use private vehicle. The third one is the road infrastructure is not friendly. The number of motorcycles in urban areas like Kuala Lumpur and Selangor is much greater due to the economic activities and urbanization. The road is not friendly enough and endangering their life while they commute. The fourth one is decentralization of development. The fifth one is traffic congestion. Traffic congestion is the main issue here. Congestion is the breakdown in traffic flow, reduction in speed, and increase in crowding. In Malaysia, people of Kuala Lumpur spend 53 minutes on average in heavy traffic jam every day. The next one is long commute. As the city expands, the distance between the place of residence and the place to getting off work is getting bigger and bigger. And the commuting time also getting longer. The next one is lack of parking facilities. The insufficient of parking space happen any place. Parking issue in Kuala Lumpur is increment in the notoriety of an area. Moving through the traffic is tedious enough and people need to waste their time searching for parking space will make them feel tired even before starting to work. The last one is air pollution. Most of open transport use diesel motor and they likewise produce more contamination. Research has indicated that more than 40 synthetic substances from diesel dibilate are considered harmful air pollutant. This discharge will affect the human being and also the climate. Thank you.
I'm Jiayi and I'm going to present about supply and demand of urban transportation. The first is about smooth flow of traffic. One of the points is about bicycle lane and sidewalks. Nowadays, more and more people choose to go out on foot or by bicycle. At the same time, the demand for bicycle lane and sidewalk is also increasing. Most of the roads in Malaysia City are built for cars and not suitable for them. This is not only very dangerous but also affect the efficiency of transport. Next is time saving in commutation. The smart traffic light system can replace traffic police to direct traffic manually. This helps to regulate traffic and create the concept of always green traffic lights. Besides that, in Malaysia, almost everyone has a smartphone so that the real-time traffic information system can be applied, and the driver can know the traffic condition earlier. Next is about overcoming the parking issue. The number of cars in Malaysia is always increasing and cause the parking spaces are always not enough, especially in colder places such as the airport, shopping center, and hawker center. Due to that, the government improved and encouraged people to use the public transportation system. This can effectively lessen the pressure of parking. And the last one is improvement of public transportation. Many people have complained that they would be willing to use public transportation if it was improved. A complete transit network is needed. The bus or rail operator have to provide information more clearly so that the people will feel easier to catch up on every waiting time. It is also important to access information easily. Those actions will make people feel more convenient when using public transport and increase the number of users.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to all the lecturers and my friend. So I will be explaining about the analysis of our project. So the section A shows the user's background. We study the user's background first to get to know what are the respondents that we are surveying. So as you can see here, most of the respondents around the age of 18 to 24, and most of them also had income of below 1,000 ringgit per month. Also, mostly they work for private sector, and most of them also single. So this is the choices of their transportation mode at the city, which you can see here. Most of it is private vehicles. So among the young people aged 18 to 34, they are working people and unemployed people who use private cars as a way of travel, whether they are married or single. The main reason for using a private car is that it is convenient to go to and from work. For families, it is also convenient to pick up and send their children to school. The average household income of most people aged 35 to 34 is above 2,500 to 3,000, and various modes of transportation are common. Most of them are married and have stable jobs. People with high income will choose private cars to travel, which is more comfortable, fast, and convenient, while people with low income will choose public transportation, which is more environmentally friendly and economical. For elderly survey respondents over 55 years of age, the average household income of the older person increases and will choose public transportation when they go out. And the second section is another section is section B, the user's experience, what they are experiencing in the urban area. So as you can see here, most of the people think easy by using their own private car to go to the places. So the table shown that everyone has a different view of how they travel. And according to the survey, as many as 83 people, which is around 69% of total questionnaire participants, that it will be easier to travel in a private car. This is due to the Malaysian government's strong support for the auto industry and low fuel prices. So almost every family can afford a car of their own. At the same time, the lack of good public transportation facilities may also be a major cause of the high rate of private car usage. So this is for the part of private vehicle, the highest number of people think that there are no barriers for them. For bus and train, people need a fast and good road, and for walking and bicycle, the urban transportation system needs to provide them with a good and safe travel environment. So as you can see here, most of people that using private vehicle have no barriers in their daily life of transportation. So this is the level of easiness of going to the places, workplace or school, services, entertainment or open park. So from the table there, we can clearly see how the type of transportation to reach the destination either sooner or later. A larger number of respondents from various places to the easiest destination is to the workplace or school. This is because perhaps the distance between residence and school is close and less congestion. The moderate rate is service such as clinic, post office and government office. Open spaces or park is the most difficult direction with 40 respondents because it is far away and there's no transportation facilities there such as public buses. And this is the response of the quality of using public transportation. Most of them neutral about it, and only 16%, 6% is for the answer don't know or not applicable. So it is clear that there are 56% of people who have joined the survey stated that they were neutral about the quality of the public transportation. This may be because most Malaysians have their own transportation and they not use the public transport frequently. 28% of people will state good about public transportation quality when they use it. This might be the public transport fees were affordable for everyone. We can conclude that majority of people feel moderate about the quality of public transportation when they use it. It is clear that the transportation environment in Malaysia is more on using private transport, so people are not actively using public transportation. Moreover, the lacking of public transportation development had been a barrier for people to use it in for daily life. So the section C, this section, we are receiving the users' recommendation of what they are think is good and for the future reference. So for the first part, the main transportation challenge in the future. So we are giving them rank for the option of the possible main challenge for transportation system in the future. So the options are traffic congestion, safety, providing good alternatives to vehicle travel, environmental health, maintaining existing transportation infrastructure, and equity, which is ensuring all areas of group of people, which are women, children, seniors, disabled, are well served by the transportation system. So the feedback from the respondent have been analyzed using Microsoft Excel application. Based on the content of the questionnaire, the analysis had been made using relative importance index. It ranked the option according to their relative importance. So as you can see here, traffic congestion received the highest relative importance index, and the other follow up with the safety, providing good alternative to vehicle travel, environmental health, maintaining existing transportation infrastructure, and lastly equity. The RR is at here. As you can see, the rank is given here. So the option traffic congestion received the highest index reading due to rising of vehicle usage in the urban area. This response may conclude that a good alternative must be recommended to solve this upcoming problem predicted by the people. The second part is top funding priorities. So the question is, every year, both federal and state government allocates money to certain department, agency for various transportation projects and programs in the country. And which option will be ranked for the most priorities of the funding by this government? So the option are pedestrian and bicycle project, roadway project, which is add new lanes, maintenance and reservation of existing roadways, transit project, public transportation central project, safety program, or enhancing operation of existing roadway through the use of technology. So this is the result of the relative importance index, and as you can see here, the number one rank of this is roadway project at new lanes. So we can see that relative effort index value of the maintenance and reservation of existing roadway the highest among the others. In short, most of the respondents are choosing the maintenance and reservation of existing roadway option as their first choice. This can conclude that urban residents are more concerned of maintenance of existing facilities rather than build up new one. The public transport project is also become the main funding priorities as public transport can help urban residents to commute more conveniently throughout the busy urban areas and activities. Hence, public transportation is one of the vital things in urban transportation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for my part, findings and trends. We had asked the respondent as an urban resident, what is the improvement should be made by the government to improve the mobility of the people? There are about 55 responses. We got from this question. The respondents read their own opinion on this part of question and had been recorded. Okay, next, the pie chart showing that percentage of suggestion by the respondents. Okay, followed by pie chart. We can see out of 55, there are 13 responses, which are 54.5% that suggest upgrading and improving the public transport. Next, there are about 13.3% of respondents suggested to add or make new routes or lines. And lastly, there are about 15.2% respondents asked to improve time and service management of our current public transportation. Okay, next one. The pie chart shows us that urban residents more concerned on public transportation as 13 respondents suggested improving and upgrading the quality of our public transportation. Transportation is one of symbols of developed country. Enhanced urbanization as well as green socio-economic development putting green expectation on transport system, which contribute to major traffic congestion difficulties on the expressways and the routes in the region. By analyzed respondents' answer, we can conclude that people do consider that urban transportation is one of the important aspects in human activities. Okay. Lastly, urban residents have seen the positive and the negative side of the urban transportation. Okay, thank you.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Shen. In a conclusion, based on our objective market research project, we know that Malaysia's urban transportation can be improved and upgraded to make it as good as developed countries. The results show that we need to pay more attention to the maintenance and improvement of existing facilities and public transportation. The time management and services provided by our public transportation should be reassessed. First, the development of mass transportation will provide community residents with a sense of comfort without any burden of traveling by private car. People can relax during this period. Whenever people ride in a private car, there may be a crash or a traffic jam. The growth of public transportation is a root cause of the decline in urban traffic congestion. The increase in buses has led to fewer vehicles on the highway, and public transportation can travel faster on the specific routes. Then by reducing congestion on the highway by building public transportation, the burden on highways can be reduced. Finally, public transportation will reduce air pollution in certain areas, reduce the number of small cars on the road. Then by reducing pollutant emissions, therefore leaves and rush booths will live longer, and the residents on the road, especially the people, will feeling healthier. Policymakers must pay attention to public transportation to reduce harmful emissions in urban centers. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.